Jerry Mallory here, SBNationPrivateTrade.com. This is the first of two, that's right, two videos we'll be giving you before the game. Lions taking on the Dallas Cowboys. You'll see this one sometime Saturday. And before you sit down at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to watch the game on Sunday, go to PrivateTrade.com. We'll have another video up late Saturday, early Sunday. The Bengals game, that's in the rearview mirror. As good as Sam Martin is, and we gave him his props last week, he is still a rookie. And every now and then he's going to show that. Two very closely, evenly matched teams. Special teams made the difference. And, we're going to talk about Gunther Cunningham, his defense, the lack of quarterback sacks. We're 27th in the league. The fact that we chose not to double team A.J. Green. We're going to talk about that defense. And to me, the scheme, which I think is the bigger issue, on another show. We're moving on to talk about the Cowboys. This particular video segment, we're going to be rambling, talking about some things pertaining to the game. The next one, we'll be breaking it down a little bit closer, looking at numbers, stats, giving you predictions, etc., etc. So the big news this week is the mini feud, Dez Bryant versus Calvin Johnson. If you go to privatetrade.com, there is a very good piece, maybe even go as far as say a great piece, entitled Coach Speak. And it's really good each and every week. In all seriousness, go check it out. This week they talked about that. And there are some links to other times in which Calvin Johnson has been disrespected. And as I'm going through this vortex of Calvin Johnson disrespect, I started to get upset. We heard Dez. He can do everything Calvin Johnson can do. Okay. So we rewind the clock back. We all remember Chris Carter naming 6 receivers as being better than Calvin, saying that, oh, Calvin looks good on Madden and tech mode, but in real life, this and that isn't there. This is before he has statistically one of the most dominant receivers, stat-wise, years, followed by another year in which he breaks Jerry Rice's record. Yes, Chris Carter had to eat his crow. But I forgot about Rex Ryan. That same year, before we faced the Cowboys, before Calvin demolished them with the game-winning touchdown, and yes, before Rex Ryan had to also eat crow, Rex Ryan said that same year, 2011, that Calvin would be the third best receiver on his team. The third best receiver on his team, citing Miles Austin and Dez Bryant as being better. Well, there isn't much disrespect that can go on for Calvin now. He's on Nike commercials. He's broke all the records. He is who he is. Well, Dez Bryant rears his ugly head. Now he's backtracking a little bit. It's going to be a pretty good matchup to see. These two guys don't go against each other, but the cachet and the stardom is there. Whereas the week before, it was Calvin versus A.J. Green, big brother versus little brother. Calvin won the matchup. He's the mentor. A.J. Green's his protege. Calvin got the best of him. Side note, another good, they don't go one-on-one, but Geno Atkins versus Ndamukong Suh. I think Suh won that matchup. I was ready to talk about how we won those individual matchups, Pro Bowl receiver versus Pro Bowl receiver, Pro Bowl defensive tackles going at it. We won both matchups, but we lost the game. I say that to say this. I want Calvin to win the matchup. That's great. But we want them to win the game. Okay? Calvin can have 3 catches for 28 yards as long as we win the game. That has happened this year. Calvin being used as a decoy. Defense is taking Calvin out of the equation so Reggie Bush has a big game. I would love for that to happen. And Dez Bryant can get all the accolades and look better than Calvin in the world as long as we win the game. And Schwartz says just as much. I know Calvin feels the same way. All of the team feels that way. Because this is the second part I'm going to talk about. There's a huge difference, in my opinion, between 4-4 and 5-3. This is why we have to win this game. Let's break this down. We lose this game, we're 4-4. We've already lost 2 at home, 2 in a row at home. We're 2-2 at home, 2-2 on the road. We're at 500. I think at that point, we now lump ourselves in with the Carolina Panthers, who are on the upswing. Even the Arizona Cardinals, the Philadelphia Eagles. Some of these teams will be 4-4 at the end of the week. And we might be right there with them if we lose. Not good at all. Then we'll have all the naysayers, all the worry warts say, Jerry, Sean Ewell, Pride Detroit, we were 4-4 during 2012 season. How'd that end? We lost 8 in a row. I don't want to hear that. There are going to be some fans who are going to say that if we lose. If we win, on the other hand, 5-3. We're still in the race for the NFC North. We're definitely in the mix because of right now we would hold the wild card spot, the 6th seed, and I think we're right there in that mix for teams that can contend for the NFC Championship. Okay, the Saints and the Seahawks are separating themselves. The Packers are trying to, but we're right there in the mix with the Packers, in my opinion, even San Francisco, if we go 5-3, beating a quality team, albeit at home. So there's a huge difference, in my opinion. The gap between 4-4 and 5-3 is not just one game. It's quite a big gap, so the Lions have to win. If we win, what is your reaction? If we lose, let's fast forward the clock about, 58, 59 hours or so. Leave a comment in the section below. Predict the scenario. You say the Lions win. How do you feel about the team? We lose. How do you feel about the team? Leave the comment. Tell me what you think. This is my opinion. 4-4, 5-3, huge difference. I think this game will solidify where we stand in the NFC in terms of making the playoffs, in terms of advancing in the playoffs. So, although I would love for Calvin to win the one-on-one matchup and us win the game, if I'm picking between the two, you already know which one I'm picking. I know which one you guys are picking too. All right, that's going to do it. Subscribe. Keep watching. I want to thank each and every one of you. As always, this has been Jerry Mallory for SB Nation and PrivateTrade.com.